What is up, my snappity snappers? All right, I want to go through a bunch of the decks that I've made over the next, it'll probably be a couple weeks by the time everything comes out, but I've acquired a reasonable number of cards at this point. There's still some key ones I'm missing. Dracula, where are you? I need you in my life. But other than Dracula, I have some go-to decks I just really enjoy playing. They give me good value. And I just, I find that aren't super toxic. You can describe that however you want, though. For those of you who have watched me for a long time in Gwent, I just don't enjoy regularly playing toxic decks. That doesn't mean I don't like playing them or that I even frown on people who do. But this one is kind of like, you're not doing anything to your opponent. This is just pure point value. Juggernaut would be the only example of that, but he's really just about moving things both off of your places and moving them onto Kraven's so that Kraven gets value. So let's go through, walk through these cards, what the value is. Iron Fist. Iron Fist, you play down one energy, 2 points. He's going to move the card you play to the left. Now this one is very key for 2 cards. One, Multiple Man, because Multiple Man is going to, whenever he moves, you get a copy to this old location. And then Vulture is the other one. Actually, there's 3, but the other one's basically just whatever. I'll talk about it in a second. And whenever this moves, he gets +5 power. So you're basically just wanting to play those 2 cards after you've played Iron Fist, and he's going to move them and give them value. Doctor Strange is going to do something similar. He'll move the cards to his location. One dope thing about Vulture and Multiple Man, these are both 3s at the beginning. So if you play them both down, then Strange, he'll move both of them to that location. So that's one thing to think about. But something else you can do is play Forge and or Hulkbuster with Multiple Man to upgrade his value. And then whenever you're moving that card, it will replace the original version that you've moved with that same point value card. So basically, you're able to add 2 points with Forge and 4 points with Hulkbuster so that you can get up to 9 points on your Multiple Man. And that does leave you a little susceptible to Shang-Chi, and you usually don't, it doesn't work out to sequence usually all that well, but you do want to have 2 options there, so it gets you good value. Dagger is another card that's valuable to move, but she usually, you can just move her once to get her value. She's 2 points or 2 energy for 1, and if you're moving to a location with 4 cards, she's going to come in at 9 points, so she gets good value. If you move her multiple times, she gets even more. You can add, let's just go through and show you some other cards that you can add here. Oh, just to round this out too, Heimdall is just going to move everything. So he moves everything to the left. You'll note that basically all the cards you play move to the left. Bifrost, the location, moves them to the right. I do wish that there was a card that moved them to the right. I'll just say that. Now you can do a couple of things here. You can do Captain Marvel because she'll move at the end of the game to get you the win. You could instead do Vision and then just move him yourself. That can be a good thing that you do. You can also play Human Torch. He's gonna double in power whenever you move. If you do like Shuri, you can just like crank him up to 11. I played a game against a guy who got him to 112 points. It was a little ridiculous. You can also do Nightcrawler with this deck. He's pretty solid with this deck because you can move him around. Trying to think. Don't want Kingpin. I hate how Cyclops says like, let's move X-Men. So dumb. And you want to stay away from Professor X. So that pretty much rounds out most of the move cards. Let's come in and show Unowned. Sauron is just going to remove abilities, so the move is different. Polaris moves an opposing card, so you could use her with Kraven. So Kraven gets 2 points every time a card moves to his location. It's on your side or the opponent's side. So he gets good value off of that. There is one of the Infinity Stones. There you go. Space Stone. You can move 1 card at this location. Yeah. So that's Thanos. Magneto does the same thing as Polaris. It's just the villain version. And so he's worth more, and he can move all opposing 3 and 4 cards to the location instead of like a random number. Arrow you could also use. She's going to move any cards played that turn to that location. So she's pretty good. And then Spider-Man, Miles Morales, I would definitely include in this deck if I had him. Just because you're going to be moving a lot of stuff, and he plays 1 for 5, basically. Because he just costs 1 if you move the card last turn, and you're doing that a lot. So there you go. All right, let's jump in and show you a couple games. Make sure to actually select the right deck. And let's get moving and grooving, baby. So if you ever get like dailies where you need to do win with 4 cards at a location, this is my go-to for that. All right, we forgot to cover Cloak. Cloak, you play Cloak down and then you're able to move cards to that location. You can actually use Iron Fist with Cloak. It'll do the reveal at the location, then move it over 1. And then you'll be able to have 4 open spots. So Iron Fist, like a lot of the cards, just this. I think one of the things I like most about this deck is that the cards have so much synergy with each other. So you can get really good value out of it. No thanks. I'm not looking for anything right now. For those of you on YouTube, I stream on Twitch. All right, I like to put Forge on the far left location. You kind of want to put things here and then move them here and then end them here. So you don't want it to be overfilled. And just pray I get multiple man. Oh, one other trick too. You can use Iron Fist onto Hulkbuster. And that will allow you to move the newly merged card to the left. So that's another way to move multiple man after he's already been dropped down there. This could be problematic. Let's, we can use Heimdall, actually. Just have 8 points at Kiln. Dang. That sucks. We did get Jugs, though, so we can make some stuff work. Well, I'm going to use his Doctor Strange here and then Cloak here. Vulture is now worth more than Heimdall, so I have some options. This is final turn, and I'm not really worried about him beating me here. This would be 7 points, so we're just going to drop... We're actually going to do Kraven here, and then we'll do Jugs here. And we can just play Iron Fist here, just so we just have maximum value. In fact, actually, the best way to do this would be like this. This is 5, so we'll move Doctor Strange here, and then that'll get... Okay. Undo. Kraven first. Then we move Vulture. Technically, he should still get it, because he, like, moved something there. Doctor Strange... Jugs, Iron Fist, 6 points. That should win it for us, so we're going to snap. I mean, Vulture's going to go to 20 points, so Kraven will go to 6. So we should have, that's 26, 30, 33 points. I'm trying to think like if Hulk would make that worse. Oh, and he gets 2 because we moved the opponent's card here. I mean, you're kind of hoping that it ends up at Kiln, right? So I was thinking like worst case scenario, but I have 50-50 chance that that card ends up at Kiln, in which case, cool. You won by a whole bunch of points at a location that did you no good. So that's an example of how Jugs can be really clutch for you. But he's more random than Arrow. Arrow really gets you that guaranteed. Nah, I just have like a... Hey, 2Ted TV, thanks for rating with Party of 12. Just hanging out, trying out a moving and grooving deck. All right, so here's a good sequencing opportunity where I can go Iron Fist and then drop multiple man down. Thanks, man. Have a great one. Anybody who has deck requests or anything, let me know. I usually, I stream on Saturday morning just for a couple hours because that's when I'm not watching my kid or at my day job. So I have a little bit of fun, record some YouTube videos and post those up on YouTube, just covering a deck that I've been playing or just trying to work with. All right, so we have a few options here. I do actually want to try to fill Raft because that can be good value. And what I can do is move this multiple man back to Raft with Cloak. So that's just what I'm going to do here. Pretty easy. And I can actually put Iron Fist there as well, just to kind of clear some room. So usually I like to get different options. I don't really want to do jugs yet. Well, that's kind of terrible. I mean, we can do Odin onto Forge, I guess. This is brutal. This is rough for me. I have to think through how I want to do that one. Let's go for Hulkbuster onto multiple man. It'll get boosted. And then I'm gonna play Odin here so that he gets this +2 value. And then when I play Heimdall, he'll come down at 10 points. I'll have to decide if Heimdall is what I actually want to do. Okay, that actually spares me. So now I guess he gets bishop value, huh? That's rough. All right, I think we still win if we do this. So Heimdall will come down, he'll go down to 7. And he'll go down to 1 plus whatever value he plays. So I think this should be a win for us. Oh, actually Heimdall goes to 9 because he's getting +2 from Forge. Oh, this is a flex. I mean, it's possible to get up a bunch of points here. Oh, nice. Quality. So I lose out on this location, but we've got this one dead to rights, so I'm not worried about it. So that's something to think about with Heimdall, is just he can get you a decent number of points at a specific location when you play him last, right? He's still not great. He's 8 for 6, but he's still decent value. The tough thing for most people when playing against this deck is it's just the math is hard because you're moving a lot of stuff around. And it's not clear if your opponent has a Heimdall when they're playing this deck. And sometimes I don't even want to play Heimdall. I just want to play Stephen Strange to get one card in one place and then Juggernaut in the other one. To make it so they're forced onto the location with a ton of value with Vulture. This is danger. This tower is pretty rough. So we have a few options here. Number one, we can just fill it. So if we get Heimdall and slide everything over, nothing comes here to die. Second off, we can just move things that suck. But it does suck for Captain Marvel because she can't move there to win the game. So it is something to just kind of think a little bit about. This works out pretty well for me though with Hulkbuster. Now if you have multiple man, Forge, Iron Fist, and Hulkbuster, like the trifecta, what you can do is multiple man round 2. Then you'll do oh dang, I always get that backwards. So Iron Fist doesn't help, but you could do Forge round 2, multiple man round 3, then Iron Fist, and then Hulkbuster round 4. And that'll move a 9-point card over. Alright, well this is tough. So we'll go for Hulkbuster here, then Vulture. Then we can use Cloak to move everything. Oh, this is gonna be a tough game. Cloak and Dagger will be nice. I have two options here. I can move multiple man with Doctor Strange, and then I could move him back next turn with Cloak. But then Vulture gets stuck. But I could then slide everything with Heimdall. I actually think that's what I'm going to do. So I'll do Doctor Strange first. Then I'm going to do Cloak to move back the extra multiple man, and then move everything over. It'll kill Doctor Strange. It'll kill the extra multiple man, but it will move Vulture over for value. It's gonna be a weird one. Kind of a poor move to do with what's his face, Red Hood, because you miss out on 2 points. And Heimdall stay where he is, so we could just play Heimdall here, actually, and that should be enough to win it. This is going to be tough, because this will only be these 8 points here. Technically is enough to win, but that's going to be rough, man. Let's see what happens. Oh, also with Cloak, the opponent can move cards here, too. So he can move Venom and Winter Soldier. I'm not entirely concerned about that because he hasn't put up a lot of point value, so.
I am Iron Man.
We beat him there, so. We get more than 20 points here. I think we win at all 3 locations. Oh, did we miss this one? No, we get it. Yeah. We win at all 3, baby. All 3. Anyway, yeah, so even when you get Fisk Tower, you can still win it. Especially when they play kind of a crappy deck. Oh, wait, hold out for my dope destruction deck. It's a lot more fun. Until next time, friends, this pretty much wraps up this Moving and Grooving video. So for those of you on YouTube, tune in for next vid soon. Those of you on Twitch, hang around. We'll be hitting up another deck imminently. Bye for now. Keep on snapping.